Mm. 3 minutes of talking absolute nonsense, which everyone will have to go through. Right, yeah. Nice. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Your computer's upside down. Yes. Okay. Lovely. So it is. Where's my map? Is it Surge Optical or Optical Surge? Optical Surge. Yeah, Surge. So Surge Advanced. Nexus. I have not yet had the map bans.
Yeah, waiting 5 minutes to start the bans because the bans will start at 1:45 and the actual game will start
Yeah.
at 8.
I'm just writing it down. See if it goes to another 44 round game then.
I hope
Following
not, because that's. It gets to the
long.
point where you're just bored.
Although when
Oh
it was
God.
like when it's that close though, at the same time.
Yeah, when it's that close, it's quite interesting. Yeah. There we go. We're officially uploading data to the to Twitch now. There we go. Okay, I'll message the teams. Xeno's doing the bans for Surge, which is fine. I just got asked to throw top or defense.
Isn't it like determined by map bans?
You pick a map and the enemy team chooses a side.
Yeah. And then is overtime random or is overtime?
The overtime's the same as what you pick.
Okay.
And then the decider is picked by a team that didn't ban the last map.
Yeah.
So obviously the last like ban thing is you basically choose.
Yeah, you get between two, and then so the team that didn't choose between the two gets to pick their side.
Yeah.
Cool, sounds good.
So it's currently A B ban, A B
And then
pick, A B ban, and then obviously
is the
picks.
Is the overtime for the last map determined by whoever picked the side, or is it determined by whoever won the most rounds?
It's determined by the team.
Cool. So the team that
the team that wasn't the ban.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I have no clue which, like, on any of these teams, so I don't know where they're gonna pick or go. But my guess would be Coastline is in the running.
Yeah. Are you looking at the link that I sent in the chat?
Yes, I do have the link open, so I'll be to run through them.
Still
I mean,
waiting for the bans to come through. Just you know, I messaged the teams and I said you can start banning. Still nothing's come through though.
Okay. We are waiting on the teams. Kind of funny to see the same three, but then I kind of want to see some new maps played.
It would be good to see new maps, yeah.
I think everyone seems to like Coastline quite a lot, so we could see that one again. But I feel like the other two might not get played again. Might see like probably won't see Villa, would be my guess. But maybe like a Cafe or an Oregon.
From these teams, from what I'm seeing, I'm expecting probably Cafe, Oregon, Coastline. But it could be completely different.
Yeah, I feel like Club, House, Coastline, Consulate, and Oregon are like the four most comfortable maps, or like the four most commonly known.
Yeah.
And then Cafe, Theme Park, and Villa are ones that some teams will know and some teams won't have gone over. But because of how old a lot of the other maps are and they haven't really been changed, and then Villa's quite large, so attacking it can be harder.
Zeno's typing to me, he's been typing to me for like the last 2 minutes. I'm expecting an essay. Jeez. If the first ban doesn't come in 3 minutes, then Nexus will get the first ban.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it
get the
can't be
first
that
and
hard.
second.
Can't be that hard to get a ban in.
I'm expecting him to say, oh, what's the layout, even though it says ban ban, pick pick, ban ban, decider.
Each team gets an opportunity to remove one map from the pool, and then to pick the one they want to play. And then the same thing again until you have one map left.
He can bit rare, jeez. Still waiting for the ban to come through.
Nice. Have they responded to you since you telling them that you're waiting for the ban at all, or? No one from Surge is in their team voice channel.
That is a pretty big issue.
What's the issue?
Surge advanced to missing 2 players.
Nice. It's a good job they were upfront about that.
Yeah. That isn't good. I've basically said they can have intermediate players step in.
Yeah, same.
It's not good not having a game. It's never good that happens.
Yes, it is not ideal.
We'll work through it though, because it wouldn't be good for Surge to forfeit this much, just because some players don't show up when they have intermediate players available. Just waiting on responses. Sorry, the game's delayed. Can't do much about that right now.
Yes, it's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience. But it could also maybe get a shorter match. The first. Could we see the first 14-0?
That's all the way to 10 past, then it's a forfeit.
Sounds good. We have 15 minutes for them to lock in a map ban and have 2 players return.
Right, they'll have 4. Okay. They're just waiting for another player. Okay. Just waiting on another player. Okay. I guess. Right, there we go. First ban from Surge. Villa.
Okay, taking out Villa. There we go. A map that a lot of people do not like, as it is quite hard to organise an attack. Now just waiting Nexus ban. We see theme park removed, so that is 2 of the 3 maps, which I'd earlier said were a bit slower and therefore less common. Are we going to see Cafe taken out by Surge Advanced? Or will they go for one of the 3 maps we saw yesterday, or perhaps Oregon?
Slowly going towards my prediction. Waiting for the picks.
Yeah. So now each team will, starting with Surge and then Nexus, will get to pick a map with the opponent choosing whether they would like to start on the attack or defense for that map. So just waiting on Surge to pick the map that they want to take us to for game 1.
Seems the issue has been dissolved.
And they are choosing Cafe.
There we go. Cafe.
Surge to play Cafe against Nexus Gaming for map 1. Now Nexus will choose which side they would like to begin, whether that be attack or defense. I'm expecting them to choose defense.
Lots of Nexus picking Clubhouse. Okay.
So we see so far one map repeated from yesterday. And this was also map 2 in the game yesterday. So perhaps Clubhouse will always be map number 2. So now it's Surge's turn to ban one of the following of Coastline, Consulate, or Oregon. And they will take out Oregon, giving us 2 of the 3 maps played on Monday. It'll be interesting to see how they change things up, and whether Nexus choose to take us to Coastline or Consulate.
There we go. Consulate is the decider. Okay. First map will be Cafe. Be interesting.
Yes.
Surge
And
will
it
have
will-
the attack on Cafe.
Nexus choosing to defend. Wonderful. Choosing to defend first on Cafe is quite common. So, chat to call the bets. Will it go to map number 3? Or will it be a 2-0 in favour of one team? And if you think it will be a 2-0, which team do you think has got it in the bag? And now we wait 3 minutes for chat to decide.
Yeah. It's not going to be direct responses. But
It could take some members of chat a little bit longer than 3 minutes, depending on their competency.
yeah. Oh. Friend requests flying in.
You're Mr. Popular.
So Nexus will have defensive clubhouse as well.
Interesting.
And
So that
then
is
the decider,
Surge.
if we
for
get
Surge.
to it,
Oh.
will be
Is it getting casted?
Surge on defense.
Wonderful. How else are they supposed to talk?
Text chat. It's there.
He may sing. I want to. I'm sure everyone would love to hear not Tech Phil sing. Can we put in a song request?
Oh god. That'll be funny. Now it's the case of waiting 10 years for the blue team to join the lobby. This happens every time. There we go. Xeno is now in the lobby. Didn't have to wait 10 minutes for the team to join.
Oh yeah, that was good fun yesterday. Or yesterday, Monday. And then the rehost after the 4 vs 5 was offered out from Safe Space.
It's a little bit silly on Sunday. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was streamed live on Twitch. Just so you know.
Where can we be found on Twitch?
It's twitch.tv/StyLexR6.
Wonderful.
Still just waiting for players to join the lobby. All of Nexus are in the lobby. Just waiting on search now.
Will be Nexus starting on the defense. So it'll be interesting to see if they go to the top floor first, or if they're more of a fan of kitchen or reading room.
It'll be interesting to see if there's any out of meta players. Especially coming from a team that has apparently only just remade since a couple of players left.
That being Nexus Gaming, correct?
Yeah.
2 days? No, 3 days together.
I believe so.
Be interesting to see what they've been able to pull out in 3 days. But it is a double elimination bracket, so even if they should fall in this game, they will have a chance to redeem themselves in a couple days' time. Surge, on the other hand, also playing with 2 substitute players, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
So
both Surge
not going to be
having 2 players from their intermediate team play on their main team now.
It's not going to be a completely refined series from both teams. But it'll be interesting to see what they've been able to come up with in their short time frames.
I'll change my own nickname, I'll do that now. Solid. But yeah, within the Discord, you can see each of the leagues that every player is under, depending on what colour they are.
Nice.
Still just waiting. Give it till 15 past for Surge to join the lobby.
There's another 6 minutes or so play. Nexus Gaming, so polite and friendly in the lobby before the game begins. So I don't think this is being picked up on the stream at the moment. But for those of you wondering, Not Tech Phil has asked a question: what makes you advanced to Search Advanced? We're still waiting on an answer. Whether they'll give it or not, we will not know. But it'd be sad if they leave that unanswered. I'm sure it's really what we're all asking right now. Apart from how much longer will it take them to get 2 more players in the lobby?
Razza in the chat. Apparently saying hashtag let's go Nexus. That's interesting. I'll set up a poll. Who will fit map 1? Okay, shall we? Just do a juicy little 5-minute poll. There we go. So for those of you wondering about prize pools and that sort of thing, the top 4 teams for the whole tournament get entered into the Advanced League, in which there is a prize pool. It's mostly comprised of player entry fees, which is good. You don't have that much money, to be fair, because it's only a £5, and then you could win 5 times that amount. Enough for a Greg sausage roll.
If a friend bought it for you.
Yeah.
And if you're not trying to understand that, that means if they got it for you and therefore it's free.
Still waiting on
2
few
more
players.
members. What's your main? Interesting. Glock 19, playing on a fresh account with 0 games of ranked played on it. Hiding his stats from the opponent if they dare use R6 tracker.
Are you sure you guys have to?
Yeah, he's getting another account.
Yo, StyLex, how long is this gonna take?
Cough cough, it is 8:15. Is he complaining about British summertime?
Yo, it's been 16 minutes.
Well, it's like most of Europe also jumped their clocks an hour ahead as well. So I guess they're used to the time changing and just know it's whatever we British say is just an hour or 2 hours, whatever their time zone difference is. But I guess it's up to them. And Nexus Gaming have the community backing, 88%, thinking that they're going to win this game. We are entering map 1.
It's only 2 minutes past the disqualification time, but really wanted a game.
I guess it was also due to the fact that one of them launched on a second account, right? So he's pulling up his main account, and that was the reason for the delay, or further delay. Well, having the Montaigne banned first by Nexus Gaming, not wanting to have to deal with the full shield. Echo is
Why is he
allowed.
asking if Echo is allowed? He got unbanned
People-
like 3 weeks ago.
People still asking, but he is back in play, and therefore is something that you have to consider banning, as the Jackal is taken off the table by Surge Advance, not wanting to have to deal with that, clearing out the pings coming out on their roamers while they're defending, and feeling that they can cope without it on their attacks. Legion being taken out by Surge, so clearly really hating those invisible goo mines, although they are slightly more visible now than they have been in the past, but still an annoying operator and one that gives valuable intel to a defender. And
That's
Echo.
Yeah.
So, while it did seem like Sparling was very excited that Echo was on the table, they will instead remove it from play, leaving themselves with the Maestro for the replacement if they were going to use him.
First sight appears to be bar.
Interesting. I mean, it's the most common first sight, but I think reading is starting to creep up in its pick rate, and kitchen is obviously a favourite, with it being on the bottom floor.
I'm seeing a lot more kitchen reading being first pick rather than bar. Because I guess there's a lot of map overviews that have been released recently that are talking about certain sites, specifically reading, and how it's really easy to defend from above.
Yes, there are a lot of people who are now much more of a fan of rigging due to the fact that it is underneath one of the strongest areas, which is this A bomb site on this floor. However, unlike with a top floor site, should you lose the top floor, you still have the objective below that you can drop back to. But we are seeing the setup coming out. I do not believe any 6th pick was made by either side. Both sticking with the revealed lineups, happy to give their operators away. Button already putting down the electro boxes, I forget the name of them now, on top of the wall at the top of the piano. However, the Thatcher on the board, we have to get rid of that, and I assume we'll see the push from piano being brought out from Surge, and we'll use the thermite exit charges to get that moving.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it. Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Not much going on right now, just players repelling up.
trying to get the hatches on the roof open so they can start to make their way towards the piano and cigar areas. Sniper taking a peek down the skylight, even getting it done. Not finding anyone, as they're not going to expose themselves this early on into the round.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Makes more sense to throw a drone down the skylight than putting a claymore on the roof, an area unaccessible to the defenders and therefore fairly safe anyway. Thatcher going for an early peek on the window, getting scared off by the Valkyrie of Scam. Oh no, that was the Mozzie of not Tech Phil. Valkyrie being droned out on the white stairs, but she's not aware that she's being spotted. Logan trying to make sure that there are no roamers on the middle floor. I do not believe they found Fruity yet, but he'll be spotted out in a minute, and that's the first kill of the game coming out from the Capitao. Seeing that Valkyrie on the drone earlier, with her not knowing it was there, so it's going to lead to them getting a nice easy pickup.
Not Tech Phil getting a kill from the cocktail balcony. Onto
That was a Thatcher.
you know.
Oh, some shots coming out the window, taking Jeshun down to 5 HP. Exothermic charge being detonated on the top floor, and that will be the opening into piano as 2 kills are quickly found, one onto Surge and one onto Fruity, and that's the Jaeger roaming down below.
A lot of slow gameplay going on.
Yeah, there are 26 seconds left on the clock with the smoke still in play. He has all 3 canisters left, I believe, which means it's going to be very hard to find and execute. But they're still worried about roamers downstairs, and they are not at all ready to start making their push into sight. And there you hear the announcer declaring 15 seconds left. We're down to the last 10 as the thermite goes down, dropping the defuse on top of red stairs. And in quick succession, 3 kills are found, and that will be the end of Surge. So it is Nexus Gaming to take the first round of the first map.
Bit early to say that Nexus have won the
Give
first
the
match.
map. We are stumbling on words. We being me.
Going downstairs to kitchen now.
Surge deciding to bring the double hard breach, expecting the site to be the kitchen, having something in plan. The Amaru is being shown, but will it be stuck, or will they swap it out for something else? Twitch is another pick that we do not see as often, however can be very strong, and something like a Jaeger or my setup could be really handy at getting rid of some of those ADSs and magnets.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Botan typing in the chat while in game. That is very questionable behaviour.
Attackers have located a bomb.
But with a 3-minute delay, it's not giving any intel away. He's trying to defend himself from accusations of poaching from Hydra.
Device activated. I'm reloading. Device running ADS. You can stop worrying about grenades now. Wall secured.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not talking. It's
5 seconds
a
left.
bit difficult to observe and commentate at the same time.
Yes, obviously.
Attackers have
Fantastic
tested
job
to defuse a bomb.
Catching all the action on screen for us, so we cannot hold you to much fault.
Attackers' bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Without
Attackers have
fantastic
recovered
observers
the
such as
diffuser.
yourself, we would not get to see these wonderful games. Going to see the approach coming out, sniper swapping onto the Habana, and the Amaru was stuck. Again, both teams making no changes. The double denial from the Bandit and the
Is that a
Cage.
Jaeger inside the green frame?
Yes, there's a Jaeger hiding inside the green train. The sniper pushing that area is going to be droning out in a second now. Trying to make sure it's all clear. Logan yet to use one of his grapple hooks on the Amaru, but it would be quite fun to see him jump in. I'm sure they have a plan to make use of the Amaru, despite this being possibly the least usable site for it. They're going to ping out the Jaeger and he's taking a more aggressive stance. He'll find the opening kill onto Sniper, that is the Cabana gone. He was eliminated before doing any damage last round, but this round will not be the same, as now Logan is trying to drone him out again to Kev. He's rotated and fallen back into library and reading. They spot him out, but there's no one in position to make an early move on him. This is going to enable him to take a more preferable spot to take the first fight. However, Anti-Paper has already found his way into Bakery, completely dodging the shots of the smoke.
Loading mag.
Smoke's looking for the Twitch drone, he can hear it rumbling up.
Mag activity is on.
Oh,
Oh, Logan's down. I'm not exactly sure where that's from, but so Sval will find the kill onto the Thermite and smoke out the Amaru who was hidden behind the counter. Here's the Twitch approaching him. Now he's Xeno pushing right up, missing a couple shots,
Attackers recovered the bomb.
holding that aggressive angle onto the shield. Rotating now towards the small bakery and jumping outside to regroup with Jishu.
Attackers
You want to say
dropped the
Jefferson?
diffuser.
But he'll be taken down by the long angle from the bandit at the bottom of the stairs. Now falling back to the site. The first kill for Surge will come out from the tower. Finding the smoke, who's done so much damage already in this round, I think it would be excusable to lose him at this point.
oh,
He gets peeked by the bandit, they know exactly where he is, and he'll be taken out very quickly.
it's very unfortunate. It's reloading right as he peaked.
Also standing in the open though, which is part of the problem. He could have backed up more behind the van, but in a 1 versus 5, you are not expected to win. And taking one down before he goes, will at least give him something out of that round.
See how things
Reading.
go as they change to reading.
A lot more soft destruction being brought with both the sledge and the buck. This is very useful because a lot of the floor above both, not both sides, the reading site is soft and can be removed by both the hammer of sledge and the skeleton key of buck. Zofia also having destructible charges, but they'll swap the Maverick out for the Thermite, expecting or potentially requiring a bit more destruction and wall opening
Defenders, protect your
capabilities
bombs from being
from
defused
their
by
hard
attackers.
breacher.
It's the same defensive setup. See if it'll be as good on a different side.
I believe the mute was not the cave last round, but otherwise, yes, the same 4 operators, and 4 operators which have been seen through all 3 rounds, or 3 of them have been seen through all 3 rounds, those being Jaeger, Smoke, and Bandit.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left.
ADS, I'm going out. Ready.
Nexus really locked
Attackers
down
must locate and
their
defuse the
defenses, and despite us saying that they've only been together for 3 days, they really seem to have pulled it together and expected Cafe to be a map that would survive the ban phase, and they're showing us why they picked it.
Razor wire.
Oh no, it was Surge that picked this map, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, even more credits going out to them then, and Surge
Camera radio.
clearly not being ready for a lot of these attacks. Running out Fruity a lot quicker than last time, but will they be able to push it? They had no one ready on the door, but that's the second drone that will be taken out by Fruity on the Rome on Jaeger on the bottom floor. Holding the long angle onto the garage door, expecting a push from in there, and we can see that is the buck of Jishu ready, but now rappelling up towards the roof. Nothing really seems to be happening in the round so far. That's a minute 10 gone without anything of impact coming out from the attackers. They're now clearing out the top floor, getting ready to drop these hatches and the skylight with all 5 positioned there. Zofia will be the first to drop, and they've found, I believe, the Wamai. Yes, the Wamai in the back of Cocktail Bar. walls are soft, so he could get sprayed down if he's not careful. The magnet's in place, and that's the kill coming out from Not Tech Phil, taking out the IQ of Anti-Paper, and Logan on the sledge quickly falling to the Wumai. So Wumai picking up his second kill of the round, taking out Xeno. That's the hard breacher gone, and leaving Surge in a 2 versus 5. Fruity taking some long-range gunfights, taking a lot of damage, but ultimately keeping himself alive. And he's still going to have to be a threat for the attackers to worry about. Sniper picking up the diffuser, he starts to rotate down the stairs. How are him and Buck going to be able to coordinate a potential comeback in this round? Buck now taking a peek through the skylight, trying to see if he can pick off anyone getting overly aggressive. He thinks he sees the feet of someone in the freezer.
Still at 1 mile on Optical. Oh,
Yes, oh, and that is Fruity taking down, getting over aggressive on those right stairs, trying to rotate him slight potentially instead. However, it's going to be the second kill of the first kill for Surge coming out, and that's the second one. Sniper finding Botan through the mining machine, the train wheel.
5 seconds left.
Deployable shield in place, denying him a line of sight, and there's a smoke line behind it, but he'll get the triple kill. Can't quite get onto the site in time, and will lose the round on time. They managed to go back for a 2v2, but they weren't in position to get the diffuser down. That's a shame.
that is unfortunate. It's 3 rounds in a row now.
2 of which have really been down to time. Although losing
I
3
feel
kills,
like
losing the 3 kills obviously killed their momentum, but
they're playing way too slower for this sort of playstyle.
it wasn't until 1 minute 10 had passed and 1 minute 50 left on the round that they entered the building. And then they started losing members very quick. If they had entered a little bit faster, then potentially, despite losing these members, still maybe would have had more. The 2 remaining members of Sniper and Jason would have been able to get more done. However, it'll be Anti-Paper taking up the role of the Fear, and Sniper picking up the Thatcher. Here's the Carly pick being swapped onto the Thermite. We're seeing a swap onto the Valkyrie to try and hide that intel which will be available to the defenders.
Waiting for Xeno's computer to catch up. There we go.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Classic,
by attackers.
classic siege.
I'm just pleased we got the representation of SSD timeless joke with this slow load. And there's the potato call from Botan. Does not look like there's going to be too much change from the last round. However, the dot is coming out instead of the bandit. Seeing that statue is on the board, they're not going to bother with using the bandit batteries on the wall. Instead, just going to give it up.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. Bomb
Doesn't look like
located by
anyone's going to
attackers.
be holding a cigar though.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Yes, they have had the steady smoke flying forward behind a global shield in the previous defense of the site. Now looks like they're going for a much more reserved approach. Although he still has the deployable shield and he'll be putting out late. So running a very similar setup, but with the dock. The Vigil will also help to slow down the drone clear of Surge. They've been using a lot of drones to try and spot out Fruity on his roams, but it looks like the Vigil will be playing on site instead. Waiting now for most likely the Buck to come over the hatches, but it'll be the breaching charges coming out instead, and that's a shame to see them off the board. However, there's not a whole lot of bulletproof utility on board, just the bulletproof cam from the dock and the deployable shield from Sparley. But that is the Zofia down early on, losing her outside. Where did she die?
Looks like it was a run out.
Oh yeah, from the window, I think, from the Valkyrie.
I think it was from the
Possibly.
door. Looks like it was from the door.
Well, that's still a shame to lose a member so early on, just from not watching the entry point from the building. That is a second kill being found onto the buck of Jishun from Fruity.
Seems to be going all downhill for Surge, unfortunately.
He has the suppressor on his L8, maybe trying to complete his challenges for the battle pass with 5 days remaining. However, challenges cannot be completed in the custom game. Ash trying to find something from the skyline and give her position away. Make it known that they are on the roof. They're sorting out a lot of time here before finally Sniper will take the drop. They still need to get this wall open into piano. There's nothing they need to remove from it, so it should be a case of playing down the exothermic charge. The Claymore being put down to prevent the flank. Thatcher will creep his way into Cigar Shop. He finds himself on the balcony, but loses the fight to Doc from Heaven. The Claymore catching a kill onto Fruity, but Spal will be taken down on the smoke
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Thermite, who will then quickly be removed by the Vigil, who has pushed his way into Shop
15
undetected.
seconds left.
Ash dropping, knows there's someone there but can't quite find where, and will also be taken down by the Vigil. This puts Nexus at 4 rounds to 0. Kitchen cooking coming out next. Slightly different lineup from both teams than the one that was brought last time. Seeing the Vigil instead of the Smoke. And no changes made by the defenders, however this Habana will be brought instead of the Sledge. And that means that the IQ is coming this time in place of the Amaru, which they
Protect
had
your
last time
bombs
on
being
round
defused
2.
by attackers. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
A lot of utility being invested into the prep room instead of playing more forward in the bakery. This is safer for the player pushing forward in break room, which last time was the Smoke. So be interesting to see who takes that role last time, where the Spal will still fill that role just on a different operator.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Fruity is currently in the dining area. Maybe coming up these white stairs trying to cause a bit more problems, but I still need time to remember this. He's chilling on these white stairs, waiting for anyone to push through garage, and that drone can't get up over the banister. There's a quick set of Habana pellets being set off on the garage wall. Trying to hold a long angle down to stop anyone rotating down from the white stairs. However, there's more utility on the board that can be used in place. Habana does have breaching charges, which are less useful than Habana pellets at opening reinforced walls, as they cannot be used. So using that utility instead might have been more preferable. The EMP coming out from Thatcher to remove any bandit batteries or electro claws on the deep freezer wall. However, knowing that there is someone on white stairs, they don't want to shoot any Habana pellets, they'll just be taken down. Surge trying to force their way into bakery now, and they have one member standing inside. Anti-Pace is going to step back a bit. But that is the first kill coming out from the Havana over Jishun, taking down Botan. That's the bandit off the board, and also a nitro cell down.
EMP incoming!
EMP is going to be brought out, but caught by a magnet. However, it will still go off within range to take out any bandit batteries on the bakery wall. Jaeger pushing his way around, managing to find the first kill, and that will be Spal on the Cade, finding the second with the TCSG.
Perimeter defense online.
The retake on bakery has really slowed down the attackers. There's now 2 left outside in a 2v4, make that a 1v4 as Fruity finds his second kill of the round. And that will be Spal peeking round for his second kill. So the defenders win round 5, another convincing round from Nexus. Then 0-5.
Everything's going on for Surge.
Yeah, with the Jaeger on the stairs, they couldn't open up the freezer, and that's Botan hovering Tachanka, the Lord himself. Will this be 6th picked, or will they go for the meme pick? They are swapping him off, which is a shame to see. But that's the Nomad being swapped out as well. Who for the Capital. So, only magnets from Mike can catch the Capital bolts. He will pass through ADSs unfazed. So they'll try and burn those before
Defenders,
using any
protect your bombs
firebolts
from being
or
defused
smoke
by
bolts,
attackers.
just to get maximum usage out of them. However, we like to see another. We're trying, thinking that they're going to just meme around with the Tachanka, but unknown to them at the moment, it was swapped off of. Shortly learn that it was Tachanka before. Reinforcements coming out on the upstairs, trying to stall out time on the top floor. The shield coming out on the pixel corner, which for those who aren't aware, it's the corner where Smoke has been playing, where you see 3 members currently stand up. However, there will not be 3 members playing there for the entirety of the round, unless I'm incredibly mistaken. But no, you see the Jaeger and Vigil moving back, as will mine. And there's no one playing on that corner currently, which is an interesting reason to put a deployable shield there, as well as an ADS. Sniper making a much faster start to this round by trying to get an early peek onto White Stairs before rappelling up onto the roof.
Throwing magnet. Reloading.
1 minute past in the round, and again, this is what we're commonly seeing from Surge. Really slowing down on their attacks and losing a lot of time before they actually enter the building into the top floor. They know there is a roam presence, possibly 3, maybe 2, with the Vigil, Jaeger, and Wamine that we saw earlier upstairs in the prep phase.
I think it's fairly certain that Surge need to practice Cafe a bit.
Yes.
It seems like they don't know how to push basically anything.
It could be a problem of teams focusing more on defensive setups and figuring out how to actually attack, under the impression that attacking is easier. However, as a breaching charge caught by Magnet, but Anti-Paper will just rush to the top floor. All the attackers giving it up. However, they are giving it up because there was 1 minute 10 left in the round. There's one playing on Pixel Corner. Does he know that Ash is coming behind him? Okay, so 2 kills down for both teams. A 3rd kill comes out now for Nexus as Sniper is taken down. That is your only hard breacher on Xeno and your Thatcher on Sniper taken out of play for Scameron and Noctec Phil. Both of those are operations which have used their maximum utility. And it will be Spal finding a triple kill on these red stairs. He's managed to push right up into Scar Shop uncontested. Jishun in the last map again in a 1v2 now as he finds the quick kill onto Bandit. He must know that there's one in shop, but doesn't know where the second is.
Everything started going in the way of Surge there, but
15 seconds left.
it all fell apart really quickly.
10
Yeah.
seconds left.
And that will be Jaeger of Fruity finding the final kill on the round to close out a 6-0 half. I think the problem there was that they were just losing too much time. In the one round, they were able to get a good rush in. With the Ash, they managed to lose 2 players by not carefully watching their flank up the red stairs. Will Nexus be able to win the first attacking round and perform the first 7-0 of the tournament?
It would be very interesting to see Surge pull back from this.
The
Though it's
Frost being revealed is an interesting pick as they select to go to Kitchen first. The Amaru Scamron is being swapped off onto Sophia.
it's very unlikely that Surge
The
will win
Frost
this
is being
map now.
late. Yeah, it is going to be very unlikely that Surge will win, especially seeing as I believe if it comes to overtime they will be attacking first.
Attackers need to
So
locate
should
and defuse as
they
many
pull off the
bombs as
miracle
they can.
comeback of winning 6 rounds in a row, just like Nexus have done, they will have to figure out how to attack within the next half hour, or 15 minutes really.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Looks like a standard kitchen hold.
Yep, the Valkyrie. I believe she threw one of her cameras onto the lamp in Train, which we saw showcased
5
in the
seconds to
last
insertion.
matchup between Rogue and Vitality in Pro
Attackers'
League on
objective is to defuse a bomb.
Monday or Tuesday. Seeing
Feet
a
angle.
lot of holes coming out in sight. Be interesting to see how Nexus attack, seeing if they can teach Surge the ways. Botan, AFK, and Spawn probably still typing in Twitch chat. Half an hour into the first round, nothing yet of impact has happened.
Half an hour. It's a lot of time.
EMP incoming.
Did I say 30 minutes?
You said half an hour.
Oh,
I think you meant half a minute.
half a minute, yes. Half an hour preparing would be a long time.
Coming right up.
Although it did seem to be the amount of time Surge wanted to make an attack. Oh, let them
Drop the bomb
focus.
diffuser.
The door behind Valkyrie being opened up, she's forced out, but escapes still with half her HP. Bakery wall being opened, and that is the Pixel Peak. But he will be taken up by the Zofia above.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
And with half the round gone, 1 kill has come out onto each team. However, the Thermite is the first member to go down from Nexus, which will make it a lot harder getting the wall open into Bakery. Ash taking control of the small bakery and now the main bakery, but they have, whilst they have removed the electric wall from the wall, there is nothing to get it open with. See Botan starting to push up prep, using the pixel peak of the deployable shield against anyone that dares peek from the pixel window. The first smoke canister down, but that is Scamron finding a kill onto Surge, and the Valkyrie will fall soon. The smoke finding a kill onto Tina Ash now, who was pushing aggressively in, but he finds himself the last man standing in a 1 vs 3. And that is Nexus to take the first map in a 7-0 scoreline.
That is very interesting to see.
Yes, that is very interesting, and also must be quite disheartening for Surge Advanced, as they are get 7-0'd on their map pick. Now they will have to use maximum advantage of this short break to get a full mental reset before they go to map 2 Clubhouse, where once again they will be attacking first.
imagining Surge will take us 10 minutes to really have a chat and try and figure out what happened in that game and why the teams weren't exactly communicating in the best way.
Yeah, and I think it's been very important for them to, after this series, to go back over and look at their attacks. But let's hope that is just a one-map problem and that it won't carry across into Clubhouse, a map which is similar to Cafe and that there are certain ways of attacking the map. Let's just hope they know them better and are able to execute faster onto the sites.
Very unfortunate to get 7-0. It's quite... how would you put it? It's not thrilling when that happens to you.
Mentally damaging.
Yeah, that's the one. Mentally damaging. It'll be interesting to see what happens though. See if Surge will step up again and potentially pull ahead. Well, not ahead,
Okay. Can you check your Discord messages quickly?
but will be interesting to see what happens in the second matchup. Things aren't looking very good for Surge right now. It's rather unfortunate. Minutes left on the break. There we go. A Surge member that wasn't a fill-in has now actually joined Surge's side, so that should be a bit of a difference compared to the two quote-unquote unknown players that were a part of the team. Be interesting to see how this turns out now. A lot of toxicity going on in the chat. I'm fully expecting Surge to appear out of nowhere for this next game though. Might have just been a bad decision to pick Cafe, which is rather unfortunate, but what can you do? There we go. If you look at the poll that's been created for map 2, have a look at what the community thinks will happen. Though from a 7-0, it's debilitating and rather upsetting to see. There's not much you can probably do in 10 minutes that'll assist other than getting players back from substitutions, which is rather unfortunate, to be fair. Map 2 is in fact Clubhouse, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Clubhouse is debatable on whether it's attacker-sided or defender-sided. Surge will be on attack, and Nexus will be on defense. So be sure of whether Surge are able to perform on attack, as from that previous game. It was rather unfortunate to see Surge lack on attack completely. For that defense round at the end, they played quite well. It was very close until about a minute left in the round, and then it all sort of fell apart. There was a couple of rounds on the attack that Surge were pulling ahead on, but they sort of threw it all away by doing things a little bit stupidly. But there's not much that you can do for that now. It's past then. It's all a learning experience. Truly is a learning experience. Without playing in competitive matches like SST or SSOL, it can be difficult to understand how competitive is very much away from ranked. 5 stacking in ranked is nowhere near as complex as competitive player. That's for sure. You see a lot of ranked strats that just won't happen in competitive due to the difference of playstyles. It's not all just about whether you can push, it's about whether you know exactly where everyone is. Yeah, we'll be going into match 2 now. Oh. There we go. Took its time. There we go, back into the game. Let's see how this works. Whether this will be a change for Surge. It's very difficult to see. It's never good when your team gets 7-0'd. The first ban coming up Nexus is Maverick. It's interesting. I've seen a lot of banner being banned. Maverick is quite strong, especially in the cast wall. With the trick that was discovered a little while ago. a lot of videos that have come through for how to deny the mavericking of the cache wall, especially with nitro cells and smokes, gas canisters. There's been a lot of new things come to light from that, especially how a maverick hole is big enough to let a nitro full explosion go through it, as long as it's against the hole at an angle, which is surprising. But if you land a nitro cell perpendicular at a 90-degree angle from the hole, the explosion will go through the hole, which is extremely powerful, especially on defense. It can work both ways with grenades as well, but there's not much that can be done about that. So let's have a look. So Nexus is going to go CCTV first. CCTV cache. When referring to cache wall, it's most likely about the CCTV wall, big server stack in the middle. Surgeon has got a team prepared to take the wall with the Thatcher, but Nexus have the Bandit, which is very strong. The Bandit understands how to trick against the Thatcher effectively.
Attackers need to locate and
All
defuse
really
as many
down
bombs as
to
they can.
whether or not the Bandit is able to trick the wall.
BTS up and running.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Reloading. Position device.
5 seconds to insertion.
Stay clear of BTS line of fire.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Starting now. Sorry that I'm not moving the camera. I have to do things on my other monitor for the stream. And ping, 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 ping. There we go. Now you can see the bands. Unfortunately, for last game, bands were not working, but now the bands should be working. There we go. They're definitely there. Okay, good. So, as suspected, there has been holes created for the trick. Holes in the wall is very good for sound propagation because it makes it a lot easier to be able to hear. Timing of that was off. Just. The Fruity has managed to kill in the bar entrance on the Ash. Where'd the Ash come from? Right, okay. That's an interesting hold. Fruity's holding the bar with an angle straight onto the outside door. Given up on the wall. Is that both the charges got? That's both the charges gone. So they've given up on the wall. They're changing their strategy. They're going to go somewhere else. So it looks like they're changing over to a window/bedroom push.
Bomb located by attackers.
Oh, the long angle. The book is down. That's unfortunate. And that's another kill for the Jaeger.
Attackers dropped the
Jaeger.
diffuser.
Yeah, what was that round? I couldn't even keep track. What happened? I meant to say vigil, but apparently that just happened. That is another round in the favour of Nexus. We're gonna go downstairs to church now. The 6 picks a little bit wasted on Surge's part.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Never a good use, but it's normally a question of whether someone would change off of an operator.
Attackers have located a bomb.
It appears that Nexus are pulling sim operators, just changing 1 or 2.
Bomb located by
Namely
attackers.
Scamron and Not Tech Phil, changing
10
a couple
seconds
times
insertion.
between
5 seconds
New
remaining.
and Kaid.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Let's see how Surge attack this. I'll be very surprised if Surge actually managed to pull this out. Shoots them sort of throwing that previous round.
Drone's ready.
I want to see Surge pull ahead. It would not be good if suddenly Surge lost everything. I have lost game audio. That's not good. My game crashed. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you, Ubisoft, for this wonderful game that never has any issues. I'm still yet to see an issue. I've not seen an issue in years for this game. It's worth buying. Like, personally, it's definitely worth buying. Just getting back into the game, sorry. Just loading the game back up. Sorry about that. Never good when that happens. It's only been an issue today for me. I'm surprised the game got that far through before that issue came out. I shall be able to reconnect now. There we go.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Still the end of the round. Looks like Surge are actually ahead. Oh, it's tied out with Sniper being downed. Scamron pushing.
15 seconds
The
to
plan
go.
is going down. The plan
Attackers
has
activating
actually been finalised. That means Surge actually have an advantage right now. This is a first for the whole game. It's technically 1v1. Let's see what happens. Not take Phil, pushing slowly. He knows the general direction
Defenders have
of
located the
Crypto.
diffuser.
Oh, that wasn't good. That was almost a 1 round for Surge there. Jeez. It's definitely an mission
Disable
screen,
diffuser.
but
Defenders win.
yeah. Nexus for 1 round 2. Unfortunate for Surge. Very, very unfortunate with that push. But Claymore that was placed next to the bomb, if that was facing the other way, that would have been a 1 round for Surge. But they placed it the wrong way, unfortunately. Would have been rather hilarious, that piece set up.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
They're TKing. Ah. He picked ass. Okay. Surge picked ass.
Interesting.
So, they're going to TK ace at the start of the round.
Can you check the stream up on?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sorry, yeah.
10
My
seconds left.
game crashed. That wasn't good.
5 seconds to go.
2 out of Nexus again.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
There we go.
Nice.
Fair game. Technically, it should have been a thrown round, but at this point, it's Surge. So,
Especially with no hard breacher left on the table for attacking
it'd been rather
the
difficult.
bedroom.
You should have seen the last round. It was very close. It was a 3v2 for Surge, but it all fell apart when the bomb got planted.
Also, they got a plant down.
They did get a plant down, yeah.
Getting there.
Be interesting to see what Surge do now without a hard breacher.
Oh, people are saying swap the screen. Oh no.
Yeah, I
No.
zoomed in on the wrong monitor.
Ah.
It was staring at the intermission screen. The whole of Nexus are all just chilling, holding angles. There's not much action going on the Surge's part.
Has been quite slow, and that
Sniper
wall,
has pushed in. There is a castle barricade.
and it's reinforced. Is it all 5 reinforced?
Oh, he
No.
wants to place a claymore on the wall. That's not going to work, Sniper, I'm sorry.
I think he thought he had breaching charges there. Bit of a mistake, but it's gonna be dangerous trying to knife or melee this barricade down. So you
It's only a
12 hits
small
right
blunder.
there.
Oh, Fruity looks like he wants to run out.
The window in
Oh.
the
Defender is
server
approaching the
was
kill zone. Defender
open, I
exposed.
think, but he doesn't find anyone not standing on the
Did
balcony.
get pinged for half a second, which means they knew that he at least was outside the window.
Yes, he's now backed up into construction, just gonna wait for Phil to call for his house.
Sniper's watching the angle.
Are the ash barricade, are the ash breaching units not going to be used on the castle barricade? 55 seconds left on the round, and Surge to find the opening kill for their attack. As a nade is thrown in, it's caught by the ADS, being Fruity, finding a kill onto Sniper. That is the Thatcher gun, before quickly being briefed by Logan. The Maestro reload being called out very loud. But now the time is running out. 30 seconds on the clock, Maestro holding the close angle of the
Located by
bedroom window
attackers.
with the holes in the wall. Oh, and that's going to be the flank from Phil coming in. They did not
The
clear him
attackers
out
bomb
of
diffuser
cash.
has been
He's
dropped.
able to find a pick onto Jackal of anti-paper inside the construction. And a lot of kills coming out, leaving it a 1v1, but the final, in a 2v1, but the final kill will come out for Phil. And that will be round number 3 taken now by Nexus Gaming. And this is starting to look eerily similar to the last map.
Rather surprised my game crashed. Didn't crash last game. Might be something to do with Clubhouse as a map. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, they haven't brought the ace this time, and hopefully they won't swap onto it.
Back to CCTV.
The IQ being swapped out for Habana. So there's the double heart bridge, which is very commonly seen on this map. The Jackal being brought again, which is interesting, because is in place of normally where you'd see a Zofia or a Sledge, which means they're going to have less explosives, removing these Maestro
Attackers need
cameras
to
and
locate
deployable
and defuse
shields.
bombs.
But the Maestro camera is not being brought. And that's an Oryx coming out from Not Tech Phil, to be interesting to see how they make use of his roaming capability and vertical pressure. He is an operator that can climb up hatches, the only operator in the game that can go up a hatch. So it'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to make
Bomb
use of
located by
that in this
attackers.
round.
Apparently they picked off of Thermite onto Ace. I didn't even notice. That's a new
5
one.
seconds to insertion.
It's quite questionable, and just really want to make sure that they know
Attackers are heading out
exactly
to
what they're
defuse the bomb.
doing. Trying to set up deployable shield on top of the counter. This is creative. Could offer a lot of vertical pressure from the spile on the smoke. It's not what you'd expect someone to see, but also enables to drop down behind the bulletproof counter should it be moved. Fruity looking for an opening pair because he's making his way into garage storage. Here's people on the rappel, doesn't know they're listening, and it's being prepped to run out. Claymore is on it, and will catch him before he's able to do any more damage onto the Ash of Logan.
Doesn't
There are
think
no
they're gonna
mute
be able to
gems.
get this wall.
There are no mute jammers or bandits denying it, so they're giving it up for free, and they haven't what you commonly would see is where the Valkyrie is a deployable shield to run a long angle onto a defender. But that
It's
is
like
not
they're
being
waiting for it, but
I'm not really too sure what's going on here. Using the Habana pellets on the same thermal
how did Sparta just die?
A bomb
How
has
did
been
Sparta get a
located.
kill? Was it from? He's looking down the stairs. Okay.
Looking down the stairs onto the Jaeger in lounge. So maybe they were expecting a smoke or bandit to be run, and were just waiting that to get rid of, but nonetheless it was not there. Doc, prepping for the run out, finds the Claymore. Did he hear the shot? He hears the shot, and that's Logan. Oh no, that's Crypto, sorry. Holding the long angle, getting freely onto the dock, but the Valk was able to peek out and downs the Thatcher. Scammon doesn't necessarily know he's down them, but if he does, doesn't want to risk peeking, with Thermite and Ash both holding the door. Thatcher now making his way over to the garage. It's a 4 versus 3 man advantage in the favour of Surge. Can they finally turn this into a round win? Thatcher's walked straight to the side, but walked straight through the rotation, not caring to see who is watching, and that was Valk taking him out for that, redeeming her kill that was denied earlier on. One smoke canister coming out now from the smoke as well, before he's quickly killed by Logan, holding the window from servers.
Cino's going for
That
a
is-
plant.
Plant on the default spot with the thermite coming up behind to deny it. The missed Nitro cell forces the swing to come out from the boundary in the 2 versus 3. The Oryx is downed, and it will be a 1 versus 3 from Scammon if he is to win this round. He gets taken out by Logan on the window. Oh, sorry, by
Finally.
Logan on the main wall, and that all after
After
11 rounds.
10 rounds in a row of losing. They finally grabbed the 11th round.
Ooh,
That's exhilarating. I can feel it.
that must be good for them. And this is the start. This is the start of the comeback. Map 3 will be on its way.
So it's always good to win a round. It brings up the momentum, definitely. You start to
Oh.
increase in confidence. And
Yes, it
most of competitive players depend on the confidence of your team.
It will be a lovely confidence booster for Surge. However, I do not think that it will slow down Nexus game very much. They were running the Oryx, which is an uncommon pick, shied away from really because it doesn't provide a lot of
Attackers need to
utility to
locate and
defensive
defuse the
setup.
bomb.
And especially on this site where there are not many patches that you can easily access, other than the one maybe in construction. But again, that doesn't offer you a whole lot. So I think they kind of know that this isn't on them entirely. It's on them, but I don't think it will slow their stride. We're seeing the Bandit bring Bort this time instead of the Oryx, and that is the sort of change that you'd like to see if they are to try and put some of these rounds back on the board.
Remaining.
I'm fully expecting Surge to just turn around
5
and
seconds to go.
suddenly grab rounds out of Nexus' hands.
Attackers are moving
It
out
would
to
be
locate a
lovely
bomb
to
and
see.
defuse it.
Excellent to see in this matchup, considering how strong Nexus appear to be.
Claymore is up.
Nexus did seem like a very dominating force on FA, and had seemed strong in the first 3 rounds, isn't it? But Surge proving that they are not the untouchable gods that they could be, that they were setting themselves up to be. Just watching out for that run out again from Fruity, although I doubt he'd try it 2 rounds in a row. Logan just preparing himself, you never know what can happen. No deployable shield to neither Zofia charge should it go through, so this could be a lovely denial of the bandit trick. Using the Hibana and the thermite charge in, he catches them both. I was going to say
Wow.
using them in unison to stop the bandit trick, but he actually catches 2 sets of Hibana pellets and an extra thermite trick. He's got to be happy with himself after that
I
one.
think lost 1 as well. Wow. That is very interesting. 1 charge on both Thermite
Yep.
and Havana.
Yes, they each have 1 more use of their gadget. I believe Sophia still has both of her concussion mines, which leads to the question why she didn't shoot them through the bandit trick.
Bomb located by
For those
attackers.
unaware, the concussion mine shot by Sophia will deny any action that is being taken. It will stop any animation. So you can use it on a bandit while he's placing down his battery to cancel the put down, which will allow the thermite exit charge to go off.
Still surprised they're still trying to grab this.
It is very important to get this wall open. The problem is that the use of having a second hard breacher is that you can get this open, but also potentially get open somewhere else. But that isn't going to be able to happen now. With only 1 charge left on Hibana and 1 minute left in the round, it's starting to look very much in favour of Nexus Gaming. Thatcher prodding at this window, trying to find a kill onto the bandit. He'll vault straight in and he's uncontested. He's inside, but the bandit will take him down quickly before returning to his duties of denying the thermite. I don't know what really can be left in this round, and that's going to be Fruity finding a double kill and a triple kill even outside of the window. Oh no, it was Scameron picking up 1 in the mist. Oh, sorry. But the diffuser is now down in stock. Thermite in the 1 versus 5 is going to have to recover it.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. 15
Decides to
seconds
push
remaining.
further towards into round. Then 10 seconds now left on the clock.
10 seconds to go.
It's going to require a miracle to win this round. And it's going to be round number 5. Finds the first, but gets taken out promptly after. It's going to be round number 5 going in favour of Nexus Gaming. That's how you bounce back from losing a round. You
Definitely,
nearly flawless.
just showing the fact that Nexus have not lost confidence that they can still win. Definitely another blow to Surge's team.
Yes, and it's the Monty that is coming out, which was banned away in the first map by Nexus, allowed here, but they're going to swap off of it onto Xeno, onto the Capital. I feel like the Monty is actually a really good pick for this team, as it could help them solve a lot of the problems they're having with time. The Monty essentially functioning as a drone
Attackers need
that
to locate
is a
and
person.
defuse as many bombs
So
as they can.
they might have been able to make good use out of it. However, they're swapping off into Capital operator, which provides more utility for getting a plant down, but less in terms of pushing in at a fast pace. With no Wamai being
Bomb
brought,
located by attackers.
it means that the fire, the asphyxiation bolts as well as the smoke bolts will be uncontested in reaching their target. So now it's just going to be a case of can they get the most advantage out of them, with them being unknown by the attacking team.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
It wouldn't be too good if the game's ended so early.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
It's going from that 4-hour match on Sunday to just a
Yes.
small 2-hour one.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
44 rounds in
Attackers recovered the
comparison
bomb
to
diffuser.
15 would not be ideal, but if that is the way it has to go, there's not a whole lot to do about it. Sniper really sticking to this suppressor on L8, despite it being an unused gadget, and that's certainly one that is more questionable. People might be surprised about, but whatever works for you, how attachments work. Fruity, looking for the long angle outside the now open stock door, hoping to catch off any attacker who is unaware. Sniper will hear him running around in the map, which is setting up to potentially take him out. He doesn't know that he's pushed in, but he'll be able to dodge the bullets of the Thatcher. drone. You can hear the drones now coming out in front of Sniper on the Thatcher. But will he be able to act on the information? Logan pushing hard, they know he crossed over and should be by the bars. However, he just wants to double check that another defender doesn't come up the blue stairs or the ladder in garage to support him on the roam. No support is being given. That'd be Xeno creating a punch hole before quickly leaving it. It could be a good idea to try and cut off that rotate with a bullet hole and then push him from the lounge. But instead, they're stalling out time, and this is the problem that they've been having all day. They're completely ignoring the Jaeger, just giving the space that they just took back. Thirty's going to push his way back into lounge, watching top door. Nearly catches Xeno unaware, and he does catch him unaware, but he takes half his health in the process. That is the Capitao down before any of his bolts can be used. And the Nitro coming out onto Sniper, that's the Thatcher removed with only one EMP in the round being used, and 2 more in pockets. Finally, some kills coming back in favour of Surge, finding both the roaming Jaeger of Fruity and the dot of Botta. But they are in a 2 versus 3 with a fair bit of damage done.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Ash and IQ, 2 of the strongest guns in the game, but can they pull this back? 30 seconds on the clock, everything in the hands of Nexus Gaming on their defense.
All set to jam the meridian. Prepping needles.
15 seconds to go.
They haven't actually pushed anything, they're just
10
roaming
seconds to
around.
They just want to. They have run to every entrance they have available before changing their idea and running somewhere else. They're making a lot of noise, and the defenders are going to catch them out. The kill will come in from the Cade onto the Ash, over the free flank by IQ. They cannot get anything done. They had 30 seconds on the round, and rather than picking and sticking, they decided to rotate and rotate again, running out of time and not being able to get the round. At a certain point, it becomes important just to stick with whatever idea you're running with, no matter if it's not the best idea. But because they kept questioning themselves, they ran themselves out of time, losing the round. Now swapping sides, it will be Surge defending and hoping they can start to put a couple rounds back on the board. This is the Montaigne pick coming out for Scanlan, bringing only the singular hard breacher, but if they can make good use of the thermite charges and not get them tricked, they should still be able to open 2 walls, giving themselves some nice sightlines. The Monty is going to be very helpful in clearing out anyone in the rafters, so you can walk straight up, and it is only really the smoke on the side of Surge that can cause a proper problem to the Montaigne. Taking a lot of time trying to figure out how they want to set up this main wall. It's not yet reinforced, but they still have 20 seconds left to do so. The Mute Jammers coming in with Crypto on that wall will deny anyone trying to get intel on how the bandit is playing. They also have the Cade, who can throw his Cades from his electricals from range to deny any extra charges. So between the two, they should be able to cover a lot of walls around the site.
Attackers must locate and defuse the
Technically,
bomb.
you should be able to deny all of Thatcher's EMPs.
Yeah, just by shoving numbers.
Yeah.
But there are other walls that they might want to have reinforced. But yes, they could just put 1 claw, it gets taken out, replace it with 2 batteries, taken out, replace it with 2 more batteries, get taken out, replace it with claw, which would take out.
Cameron has just pushed
But
into the
he just
garage.
walked in. He's gonna take the gunfight with a pistol and he wins. Crypto taken out. Poor control of the SMG-11, just giving them the free first kill of the round. And he has solo taken the garage, and they don't even know. He gets bandit. Montaigne has managed to solo push garage and get 2 kills in the first 30 seconds.
Why are they letting this
And he
just
walks in and gets
happen?
the 3rd kill. Scanron with the triple kill on the Montaigne as he pushes in, and it's now Xeno in the 1 vs 5 with the plant going down in the default situation. Can he get the? He can't even clutch it. That's a flawless attacking round from Nexus Gaming, taking round 7.
That was very interesting. I've never seen a Montaigne just push the garage raptor and not be contested. that is something I haven't seen. That
That shouldn't be happening.
when the Kaid died, they just forgot, or they weren't communicating. That is the big
So
issue of that round.
It was mute on. It was mute. Crypt on the mute just completely whiffing his shots in the Montaigne, losing the gunfight to a pistol. But the problem is that Anti-Paper just has no information. He should surely at least hear the Montaigne pushing up in rafters, but I guess he's focusing on the wall rather than on his life. Both can get open up anyway, so in the end it is regardless. This is now a blitz coming out from Scameron instead of the Monty. The Capcan coming out from Sniper is an attempt to block off some of the doors and make it a lot harder.
Initiate jammer. You can stop worrying about grenades now.
It looks like Surge, Sniper to be specific, is too focused on talking in chat, and is therefore not using this valuable setup time to get his Capcans. That is 30 seconds he has wasted in communicating with the opponents. Clearly, if this is for a mind game, it's working, it's playing a game in his head. It's something that cannot happen to you in the middle of a game, especially when you are on enemy or match point and you only have one round on the board. But and again, AFK typing in Twitch chat.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers
Cameron's
recovered
decided
the
to
diffuser.
switch to a bullet this time.
And again, he'll just, I guess you just run faster into garage. Is there anyone contesting it? They're droning it out, and they might see that there's one
They
person.
have
in the
three
corner in the
players
rafters.
watching this now.
Oh my, they are very worried about the push from this blitz, and they're completely devoted on stopping it. He's just going to walk up rafters, but he should know that there are two people there. He at least finds the first.
What is happening?
Bomb located by attackers.
Mute laying some shots out, but only getting 25 points of damage. One charge was taken off by Bandit, but not Tech Phil slides the vein on the Jackal and is able to find a double.
They've opened the wall. Everything's just falling apart. It's all down to Sniper. And that's game. Wow. Just rush, I guess.
So,
Apparently that works.
that was a questionable performance from Surge Advanced, but nothing can be taken away from Nexus Gaming. They played their defenses well, and they knew what they were doing, and they always made sure that they were able to refrag. Botan with the BM in chat.
It's a very, very tough game, that.
It's going to be difficult for Surge to come back, but it is a double elimination bracket, which means that the team that lost today, in this case Surge, will be put down into a bracket against other teams that have lost their games. If you lose a game in the losers bracket, you are fully eliminated from the tournament. But should you win, you get to go on to the next round and have another chance of reaching the final. That was
an interesting game. I've seen games that have been very one-sided, but normally that's just for a single match. It's never for more than one.
That is 15 rounds, ending with a total scoreline of 14-1. When you consider that our last matchup went all the way, this one was nowhere near as close. But, like I said, Surge will have a couple days to get themselves together and try to be a more challenging opponent in their next game.
Yeah.
Nexus will cruise their way to the next round of the winners bracket, being the winners semi-final, and there they will be playing against a team that might be able to put up more of a fight. I don't really know what to say.
So the next games that are going to be coming up will be on the 23rd at 5 PM BST and 8 PM BST. The first game will be Valhalla versus Surge Intermediate. That, from what we've seen from the advanced team, I'm sorry for Surge Intermediate, but it would be very interesting to see Surge Intermediate play at a level above Surge Advanced. That would be very interesting.
I think at the very least they should be able to put 2 rounds on the board.
Yeah.
We've seen Valhalla play so far, which will give Surge Intermediate an opportunity to go back to our last game and take a look at what they can try to make advantage of from the misplays of Valhalla. Whilst that may not be a lot, it could be enough. I also have Valhalla taking that game. At a certain point, there isn't a whole lot to go over. It's what more can we say other than it's going to be interesting to see how Surge come back from this. But it will also be interesting to see if Nexus can keep up their performance and continue to roll their way to through the winners brackets. Yeah, I'm
speechless as well. That game has just thrown away everything I thought about Surge. I thought Surge were going to come in here and show up Nexus, because Nexus had to bring in new members, and obviously 3 days together. That's not a long time. They shouldn't be like
a team with 3 days practice shouldn't be able to perform this. And whilst there were 2 subs on the side of Surge, they were subs from Intermediate, which means that those 2 players are going to have to play again in 2 days' time against Valhalla.
This is going to be interesting. On the bracket for the games, if Intermediate get beaten by Valhalla on the 23rd,
are we going to see a Surge v Surge matchup?
We will see a Surge v Surge matchup.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. I see. As due to the unfortunate dropping out of 2 teams due to player unavailability, the first round of the losers bracket are both buys. If I'm correct.
Yeah. There's an unfortunate team change with Wave as well. Their team will be replaced at some point within the next day or so, potentially. Otherwise, that will just be another automatic team disqualification, which wouldn't be very good at all. But,
well,
yeah. Jeez.
So I think it'd be interesting to see how they can recover in their next game, which could be against their Intermediate lineup. Well, we wish the best of luck to Nexus Gaming in the second round of the winners bracket versus
the team that would replace Wave.
Okay. So the team that would replace Wave will play against Nexus Gaming, so we're going to get to determine who that roster currently is. And then the loser of the Valhalla Intermediate Surge, the Surge Intermediate, will have to play Surge Advanced.
Yeah.
I'm still blown away from that last game. I have to be completely honest. Well,
I
not
guess
more to be said.
We'll be back 5 o'clock on the 23rd.
Have a good evening, everyone. Take it easy.
See you later.